Hi there, I'm Shilpa from SpeakSmartEnglish.com. Before we start today's lesson, please look at these words. Can you guess what's common among them apart from the fact that they are rhyming words? Read these words aloud and I think you will get the right answer. Yes, you guessed it right. All of these words have silent letters. Now, what are these silent letters? You'll be surprised to know that around 60% of English words have silent letters. Now, the reason is quite simple. English has taken several words from other languages like French, Latin, and Greek. These words didn't follow the same grammar rules as English. Many times the spelling remained the same, but some letters became silent. There are certain rules that explain which letters are supposed to be silent before and after some other letters. The only problem is, as always, there are several exceptions to these rules. So in today's lesson, we are going to learn about these silent letters. So let's begin with silent letter B. Rule number 1. But first, check out these words. Lim, crumb, dumb, num, thumb, comb, bomb, tum, climb. Have you noticed a pattern? Whenever there is M and B together at the end of the word, I am not pronouncing B. Okay, so that is the rule. Very simple. We don't pronounce B when it comes with M at the end of the word. But not always. Okay, this is often the case. Sometimes it can be in the middle of the word also, like in the case of plumber, climber, bomber. We are not pronouncing the B. But many times when M and B comes in the middle, we pronounce both of them. Like in these examples, rumble, tumble, tumbler, slumber. Okay, so I'm pronouncing M and B both. And that's the only problem here, that we have to look at these exceptions too. Okay, but otherwise, in many cases, we see this pattern. So the rule is simple. Will you remember this? And rule number 2, B is usually not pronounced before T. Like in these examples, det, debtor, doubt, doubtful, subtle, subtleness. Okay, so you have to just look at these combinations and remember that you're not supposed to pronounce B. Now the next silent letter C. C is generally not pronounced in the combination SC. So when S and C are put together in a word, we generally pronounce it as S. Like in these examples, muscle, scissors, scene, scenery, scenario, science, then miscellaneous, fascinate, ascend, descend, ascent, and so on. But the problem is there are several exceptions to it, like scale, muscular, scope, Scorpio, scooter. So there are several words where S and C is pronounced as sk and not s. And rule number 2, C is usually redundant before letters K or Q. Like in these examples, acquaintance, acquisition, acquire, acquaint, or black, click, quick, stick, acknowledge. Okay, so you have noticed C has come with K or Q, and then we are just pronouncing it as K. Okay, so C is silent in these cases. The next letter is D. It is not pronounced in some common words like this: handkerchief, Wednesday, sandwich, handsome. Okay, so in all these 4 words, D has been silent. Okay, so this is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is it is generally silent when you have the combination of D and G. Like in these examples, wage, fridge, pledge, dodge, judge. The only thing is, even if D is silent in this case, it has a role to play in the pronunciation. Okay, so D and G together has a peculiar pronunciation. So even if it is silent, it is important. The next letter is silent letter E. I'm 100% sure that you already know about this rule. Look at these words: drive, hide, gave, grave, side, sight. In all of these words, there is an E at the end and we are not pronouncing it. So that is the rule. We don't pronounce E at the end of the word, but this E plays a significant role. It elongates the vowel sound which comes before that E. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this. Look at these words. If I say R-A-T-E, rate, E is silent. What if I remove it? Because anyway, it is silent. What will remain? R-A-T, that is rat. A new word which has a different meaning. So what is this magic E doing here? It is changing the pronunciation of A. So when it is R-A-T, it is rat. And when it is R-A-T-E, it is rate. So the pronunciation of A has changed from A to A. And that is the role played by this E at the end. But as I often say, there are exceptions. Look at this word, cafe. There is E at the end, but I am pronouncing it. I am saying cafe. But the reason is this word has come from French. And actually, there is an accent on E which we don't use in English. But we have kept the same pronunciation, cafe. There is another word, forte. Now this word is pronounced in British English as forte, but in American English it is called as fort. Okay? The next is silent letter G. We will first look at the examples. Campaign, champagne, sign, foreign, design, assign, cognac. In all these words, there is G and N. And we are not pronouncing the G. We are pronouncing only N. So the rule is simple. When G comes before N, many times we don't pronounce that G. There are exceptions, as always. And what are the exceptions? Cognitive, igneous, signature, magnet. There is G and N, and still we are pronouncing both G and N. Next letter is letter H. all the WH questions, what do? We don't pronounce H, we only pronounce W. Look at these examples. What, when, where, why, whether, while, which. What are we doing? H is going silent and we are only pronouncing W. Okay, so the rule is this, that when H comes after W, H is silent. Okay, so this is rule number 1. Rule number 2, in some words, H is silent, that means it is not pronounced. Which are these words? Hour, honest, honor, air. Okay, so there is H, but it is not pronounced. So please remember to use the article an when you are using these words. Rule number 3, H is often not pronounced when it comes after C, G or R. Like in these examples, choir, chorus, echo, ghastly, aghast, ghoul, or rhinoceros, rhyme, rhythm. Okay, so just remember this and that then your pronunciations will be perfect. The next one is about a combination of two letters, G and H. So the first rule is GH is not pronounced when it comes after a vowel. Like in these examples, thought, drought, thorough, through, burrow, daughter, then sight, might, right, light, or words like high, sigh, way, or wait. As you have noticed, we haven't pronounced GH in these examples. But again, there are exceptions, like in these examples, doghouse, foghorn, big head. We are pronouncing both G and H. But you must have noticed that these are the compound words, compound nouns. And maybe that's the reason that we are pronouncing these letters. Rule number 2, GH is sometimes pronounced as F, that is F. Like here, cough, rough, tough, enough, laugh, draft. Okay, is that clear? Is it too much to learn all these rules in one go? Then let's stop now and learn the remaining rules in the second part. But till then, keep your ears and eyes open for all those fascinating words which contain silent letters. Challenge yourself to find more such examples and don't forget to share them with me. You can write to me in the comment section or you can also send me an email on this email address. I'm looking forward to your comments. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then what are you waiting for? Do it now. That's it from this lesson. See you in the next part. Till then, happy learning and keep smiling.